So good evening, ladies and gents, and welcome back to the battlefield for EMS 1. Now, hopefully the mics are a little bit better today. If they're not, do let us know in Twitch chat. We will be trying to make sure they're as good as possible. We'll be jumping into the first semi-final in just a moment, but let's quickly take you through that bracket to understand exactly how these two teams got there. So it will be Team Dignitas against Meteor Makers being the first one in the upper side of the semi-finals. Dignitas taking down Planet Key and Team UMAV. Had a little bit of a struggle on the first one there, but came through in the end, whereas MYM took down Against All Authority, and Team Exactquo is what I'm going to be calling them very poorly. So let's jump into game in just a moment, because I know they will be starting, so we don't want to miss any of the action. He'll be starting on Zavod. It's still a best of 3, and Jason is pressing all the buttons, hence me saying this.
Okay, well, I will apologize for the sound just happened, because someone changed every setting in here on us overnight and didn't tell us, so we're still working out all the kinks. But we are in a game, as you can see, and we do have Dignitas over on the Russian side with Meteor Makers over on the US side here.
So let's jump into the game anyway. It's going to be domination. We're going into this one. Right now, it's a 2-1 hold in favor to the Russian side, but that can change very early on, as we've seen before on this map of Zavod. It'll be Dignitas repping that Russian side at the moment. So these guys have got a little bit of a deficit in current control. The flag and the points are pretty much damn even. And this could be a really close game. My money, personally, as much as I do love the Dignitas guys, it's going to be on MYM. So why don't you take us into what we're seeing at the moment?
Ouch.
Yeah, it's just to annoy.
I bet you dogbirds out there watching like, Lord, we're never playing together again.
That's why
I would agree. I mean, we saw some good signs out of Dignitas. They did lose their first match yesterday against UMAV 0-103 on Operation Locker, but then they came back with style on Zavod. 8-0 in the first half, 91-0 in the second half, then just stomped them on Dawnbreaker 120-0, which would be the actual second map of this best of 3, which is the map they have chosen here. But Masu going to be actually spotted out, going to be taken down here, and right off the bat, it's a relatively close game, and I think that's what we kind of considered to happen in the beginning, but things might change a little bit more one way a little bit later on.
Yeah, and I want us to know how quickly, if one team gets a 2-1 advantage on flags, that third flag gets exchanged. So, you know, just a moment ago, the Russian side of Dignitas did manage that B and C hold, but immediately MYM got over towards C and got their hands on it. But Dignitas have swarmed it now, so they should be able to turn this around with 3 players present. But there's the counter push coming over towards the B side to try and reclaim this one for MYM.
They're trying to be able to take this B. We've seen how many times yesterday how crucial it is to be able to hold on to B with 1 or 2 people, but Masu right there coming up big, getting the kill onto him, able to lock that one down, but it is still being capped over here, I believe, by Meteor Makers. Ducky Chan over on the side, going to be sneaking his way in here with the help of Flax. And really quickly, while we have a sec, I think we should go over the lineups just to kind of refresh your memory on who Dignitas is, and since we didn't get to cast Meteor Makers yesterday, on who they are. So over for Dignitas, we have Judetsky, Walu, Jerk, Jaquili, and Masu.
Yeah, and MYM, Flax, Ducky Chan, Waffy, S8F, and Punch. So you guys know them by now. They're pretty much 2 of the very top tier teams. We are seeing B still being contested. It's currently in the hands of MYM. Ducky Chan being that defensive player at the moment. Dignitas more focused towards the A and the C side. They're kind of leaving B for now. We are seeing Judsky now kind of throwing his attention towards it, as he knows he's got a better chance at present. The team of MYM are not present on this side just yet, and he is managed to cap this one over. Unless he gets contested very soon, he doesn't have that much backup near him, and now the enemies are beginning to pour in. We are seeing MYM, at least for now, keeping hold of that B side.
Look at the people they committed over there. They sent 3 people from Meteor Makers to really defend against that, as we now have 2 people Dignitas trying to go over to B to take it themselves here. And Judet was a big playmaker for Dignitas against UMAV yesterday with this hold on B alone, but we do see the nice flank coming in from Masu. They get the kills, they're going to get the flag cap, but they're going to actually lose C in the meantime. Meteor Makers coming in for a nice flank there, pick that one up, and are now looking to defend onto B.
Yeah, and I'm really curious if either of these sides are going to go, okay, none of us can really hold that B side for a particularly long time. Let's focus on A and C. It's not easy with the respawns and the way it kind of works out, but maybe that's the best option, because no one's getting that comfortable 2-1 hold at present. Hence why the scoreline's so damn close. MYM started to veer their attention towards C because they knew Dignitas were going to get it. And at the moment, MYM might only walk out with that B side.
And right now you see Walu, I think he kind of realizes that A is going to be a big point to really contest, or at least want to hold down in their game plan. And he's sitting here in the back lines. Pretty much no one else around him right now, as Meteor Makers finally going in for a push here. Punch going to be the man to sit on the flag. And let's see if Dignitas can do anything about it. Right now, they're pretty much just giving it away completely without even contesting at all. Maybe they're just going to give it away, but no, we see Jude come from the side. He gets taken down. A great defense right there, but the flag has not been capped over just yet. And see Masu coming from the side, picks up the kill, and should be able to lock down A back for his team.
Well, he should do. We're going to see if there's anyone there to contest it at present. I don't think Walu's going to be challenged on this one unless, you know, the MYM side have more people present. And at present, it's a 2-1 hold, and MYM don't even have that B side. And that's the one they've been so focused on. and now they've walked away at a disadvantage, and Dignitas have a good little split between players. C's pretty much locked down. We've seen a lot of rotates from MYM coming in towards C immediately. This time switching up. Ducky-chan heading over towards A, going to cap this one up. There's no one there to really push him off it. There may be players rotating, but they'll be late to the party, and now he's got backup. A lovely little angle. They should be able to get a good hold working back from this now.
Not a lovely grenade though coming in right there, hitting his own teammate, but Dignitas, unfortunately for them, weren't able to really capitalize off that. S8F actually a really interesting position. Just trying to watch the cross into B, providing that back spawn if anyone does need it. And he is working in towards C here, realizing that A is being contested, trying to go for his team to get this point locked down. Right now, it's a very even scoreline. 94 to 93 tickets in favor of Dignitas. Just takes over, but S8F getting a nice kill. Will open up C. And if he has any backup here, it looks like he might be able to lock it down. Yeah, they knew they were going to lose B there, so they had to go for that C site, and they've got to lock this one out, as you mentioned, as Jusky is that player on B. He's not being pressured at all at the moment, so he can take this one pretty much freely, but MYM will retain that 2-to-1 exchange. And MYM right now are the only team who've held a flag for an extended amount of time, and you're just seeing that being reflected in the score of the tickets. And Jerk, he's actually getting a back spawn here. We talked about, you know, controlling the respawns a lot yesterday with Yoki when they were playing. Unfortunately, they did get knocked out later in the tournament. I believe it was by Gamers Connection. But right now, Jerk got that back spawn. It looks like they want to be able to capitalize off of it, taking A, and with it, they're trying to hold on to B at the same time. But Michamaker's Waffy coming in. He's going to try to hold on to this one, try to keep it in their favor, maybe turn it back around for his team. Does have some backup here, but doesn't have the kills coming in just yet. Yeah, but with Punch coming in as well, they should be able to claim this one out. And the one thing I'm really kind of impressed with is the fact that MIM knew that they weren't really able to hold that B site against Dignitas. They've gone, okay, let's try something else, and they've done just that. Now they need to get back into the flow of things. They've lost B and C. I'd be very surprised if they go for the B site, because they were very happy hitting up C before, and it seemed to work out. It seems that they're focusing C, and let's see if they can claim that one again. They need to grab something here, because Dignitas is doing a very strong hold. They've dug in deep on this C side, but you see a lot of action happening. Waffy, or sorry, Waffy and Walu, too many W's coming in. Picks up nice 2 kills right there, does lock that down, and that retains that C flag for a little bit longer, giving them the score line, or the score lead now for a little bit. But now Walu heading over towards A. No one's actually spawned over there just yet, and B side being taken by Michamaker, so that's probably why he's heading over there. He's probably going to try to contest it here, give this B up, and take these 2 sites, A and C. Yeah, they've kind of adapted on the fly there. They knew that, you know, the A and C kind of way they were playing has been worked out. Now they're going to adapt it over, include B once again. It's paid off. You're seeing S8F there really ripping up the opposition. He's looking a little bit low, but he's spouting the nades to try and buy as much time as possible. A is being contested at present. We should probably spin over to that, because right now MYM have their hands on B. Dignitas may on the respawn focus towards it, but at the moment they're looking like they want to try that A site out, depending on where the 2 players respawning at C are going to head now. I want to point something out, though, that we saw 3 meta Michamakers defending B right there. Yeah. And we've seen every team from yesterday just leaving 1 man there, maybe 2 to just back up at the last second, and then from that, when the other team attacks it, knowing there's only 1 player there, they loop around, take A, take C, but in the meantime, they're committing a lot of resources to lock that one down, but Dignitas sending 3 or 4 men over on the side from C, going to be looking at Cap B here, and Ducky-chan, he has something to say about it, but it looks like he's actually just going to go around. He's going to go for C, but there is 1 man there. I believe that is Jerk trying to defend against it. He's going to get the spot on him in the backside. They're going to miss the shot, unfortunately, for him, and Jerk might be able to turn this around, might be able to hold on to C here, even with the grenade coming out, but he gets the kill, and that should be C taken over for Michamakers as they just lose out on B. That's the right move as well. They were safe on A. They knew that. They rotated 2 players around. Waffy was coming around as well towards this side, and they made it work. Ducky-chan being pivotal there. He had to play slowly. He had to play carefully to allow Waffy to come around and support. But they may lose out on A if they're not quick enough to get back around here to have any defense, because at the moment, this is the most ideal side for Dignitas. Masu is claiming that one. The rest of his team are now kind of congregating towards his Jerk, fending off any MYM members. This could be a 2-to-1 hold in favor to Dignitas here, and they need that because they're down a good chunk of points now. Yeah, and they just got a nice little 4-kill sweep right there, locking down A, but like you said, they need to be able to lock down a couple more points. They need to get the tickets back in their favor just a little bit more here, and Punch is coming from the side. He does spot Jaquili here. He's actually, unfortunately, missing the shots onto him. He does get the assist off of his teammate, but he gets taken down either way, and B now being contested over. Dignitas has a 3 cap currently, but Michamakers is going to clear that up. Finally going to get a B back in there on favor here, but not before they lose out on a lot of tickets. Yeah, and that 2-to-1 hold in favor to Dignitas should bring this back a lot more close than it is, and really interested to see what gun he was running with there. I think he was running with the AEK rather than the Ace 23. I believe that was Waffy. Wow.
It's a completely different setup, and it's very interesting to see these guys using something a little bit different. They're the only team we really see switching things up. And MYM at the moment, again, the points brought literally back even, back on par, 34 to 39. They could redo it, claiming that C point now, and I think they should be able to do it. Dignitas, however, they're going to focus back towards C. They're going to leave B for now. They know they've got a it's the right choice to make, but can they make that penetration they need?
They have a lot of people, a lot of resources committed over to C on top of that. They do get the one kill right there on the Wallow. Going to be looking for a respawn from his teammate, but no, he gets taken down by Mutual Makers before he can make that happen. And Mutual Makers able to hold on to C for just a little bit longer, and they thwart the attack coming out of Dignitas, but Dignitas haven't given up just yet. And as the last few members remaining do fall down, well, actually, it looks like they had 1 or 2 people alive under the railing, so they're able to get the respawns, able to get them alive again, and take C back in their favor. So they have A and C now, and they have the flag cap lead.
Yeah, they're going to start playing smart and playing fairly defensive here because they're losing flags as soon as they pick one up. So they've always been a little bit of a disadvantage recently, and you can see why. Flax there just taking anyone down on the rotate over towards the A side, being very smart about it as well. Now Flax is going to have to be careful. He knows there's 2 members, at least 1 now present on the side. Now how quickly that was being capped out. He's got some fire coming in. A is now the side to be on. Dignitas need this to stop the rot. They're on 18 points at the moment, and that is ticking down if they don't focus this game.
Wow, good hold by Dignitas there, though. Pick up those 2 kills, but now we're also actually going to kick off. Looks like it's over towards C here as S8F. Last minute squad does pick up 1 kill. Looking for a second, does get it on the wall right there. Fantastic bit of play off of his team. Gets his team to respawn, picks up a 3rd. And just like that, they're able to cap C back over. They're able to retain B for a little bit longer because no one on Dignitas is even there to stop it. And Punch, he's going in from the backside. He's playing a little bit of a floater roll, trying to go for A, but he has been spotted, I believe, by Dignitas.
He may be spotted, and they may be able to get a tri-cap here, and that would be the nail in the coffin for Dignitas. Currently, MYM have 2 flags. They're working on the B side, but as you saw on the overview map, it was a little bit of a race to get there first, to get the more optimal position. And Dignitas, I think they've just about been locked out of this game with only 4 tickets remaining on this. There's very little they can do. Make it 3 now. This is ticking down drastically, and MYM know it. They're not just going to be hanging around giving them kills. This is almost game over on the very first map, and that's a very close game. But MYM, at the very end, focused out a little bit better than Dignitas, in my opinion.
Oh, Dignitas, they're still holding on. They're scraping something together. If they want to be able to get these tickets, they cannot afford to respawn anymore, so they need to pick up these kills. And Meteor Maker is just looking for that one last kill. That's all they really need to log this one down. Maybe cap over that point. They're actually going for B here, and no one on Dignitas is there to stop it, but they've been able to bleed about 3 or 4 tickets off extra, which in the end, if it comes into the next half, that could be the game changer.
It could be absolutely huge, and that could have saved them a hell of a lot of trouble. So 8 tickets remaining there for MYM. Extraordinarily close game. I don't think we can call too much into that because it did come down so even. And I think Dignitas will probably be kicking themselves about how lackadaisy they were playing at the very start. So maybe they'll want to refocus up a little bit going into the second half here, where they will be switching sides and they'll be facing off against MYM again on this map. So guys, let us know how you feel about this one and how you think it's going for these guys. Who do you think is going to walk away with it? Because this is getting extraordinarily close. Dignitas there almost swung it. I pretty much called that one over at about 10 tickets remaining. I probably shouldn't have, because they were definitely working ways out there. But MYM hitting up that B side, we saw them being very comfortable with it. That was their more go-to strategy at that time at the start of it, and they certainly could do it again. So I'm kind of hoping that we see another close game very much like that.
Yeah, and I feel like Dignitas, they didn't get into the groove that they wanted to compared to the games they had earlier on yesterday, where, you know, Judah, he was able to roam around quite a bit. He was able to hold on to B specifically by himself on Zavod, and he just wasn't able to get in there, wasn't able to hold on to it too long because too many people of Mutual Makers just swarmed him. And by the time that happened, the rest of the Dignitas weren't able to really backcap anything else. But like you said, during the actual game, there was a lot of backcapping going on and on and on. It was constantly cap something, then they would end up getting switched over, then it capped over yet again. But right now, we'll be going to the second half of that map. Dawnbreaker will be map number 2, actually. It was chosen by Dignitas to be the second map, and Zavad was the map picked by Mutual Makers, with the decider actually going to be on Goldman Railway. But we're going to find out when that does come up here. And I want to say we should go to a break, but I feel like this game's going to kick off like right as we get back into the server.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be messing around too long. And fantastic little phrase there. Dignitas are going to meet their makers. Good work, Twitch chat. I'm kind of proud of you on that one. So we will be finding out how long this is going to take. I'm assuming it shouldn't take too long here. I think they'll get back underway, as you said, pretty quickly. Just going to get the restarts in, make sure they're all fresh for this one. Considering how close that game was, I don't blame them for taking their time, because Dignitas need to think things over. From the very start, no team could really get that solid lockdown. No one got that 2-to-1 hold for more than a minute most. It was always very fluid, very back and forth. And as you mentioned, there was always a player going around the back doing that sneaky kind of roll. And it paid off. This time around, I wouldn't be surprised if you see him playing a little bit slower, a little bit more carefully, trying to play a more defensive game, less just and attacking. So I'm kind of curious.
It's funny, I'm actually looking over the scores we had of the games we casted yesterday on Zavod, and for Enro Griffins versus Yoki, 0-5 in the first half. For Dignitas versus UMAV, 8-0 in the first half. For this one, 8-0 for Mutual Makers in the first half. Like, Zavod seems to be one of the closest maps. The only map, or the only game that we saw that had a bigger discrepancy was Fnatic versus Epsilon, which was 75-0 points in the first half in favor of Fnatic.
Yeah, and I think we're getting another close one, and I think we can't read too much into anything from that first game. 8 points is almost, it's
pretty much nothing.
Yeah, you can kind of negate that. I think the end of it, we saw the Dignitas certainly have a little bit of bite to their bark then when they almost turned that one round. But, we'll see how this goes. We'll see how they prepare for this. I want to see how different they play from the start. I'm very, very curious to see if... I don't think we should really turn the graphic settings up, Jason.
I really want to turn it up.
I don't think we should.
Okay.
Jason's trying to turn graphic settings up.
Because people are saying in the chat that the quality is a little shoddy, and I want to turn it up, but I think we should just play it safe for now.
Are you guys talking about possible bitrate quality or in-game quality? I don't think it's going to be in-game. That does
make a difference.
So let us know anyway. We do like the feedback, and I can stop Jason making silly mistakes, but we are going to get back underway, and we are going to be in the game, and if we press tab there, we'll be able to see who's starting on what side. For MYM, it's going to be on the Russian team, and for the US side, it's going to be Team Dignitas. Currently 8 tickets in favor to MYM. Let's see who's going to pick this one up off the bat.
This is a little bit different. We're seeing the Russian side of Mutual Makers actually send 4 men towards this B site. They want to contest it right away. Usually on this map, what we've seen so far, it's more of a 2-2-1. You send 2 over to B, 2 over to C, and 1 over towards A, depending on what side you're on. It's obviously the reverse if you're the other side, but you see Mutual Makers get a nice early hold on B and on A here in Dignitas. They actually have a 3-man squad working in towards A at the same time.
Yeah, and everyone's saying it's bitrate, so we might be able to have a little check into that, see if that was changing around. But right now it's Walu making his way towards the A side there. He got a great opening kill, made sure his entrance was truly and well known, but he should be able to claim this one for his team. And he's been very much a singular player. He's happy to push out on his own, leave the rest of his team to lock down the other sides, or at least challenge the other sides, and maybe have one player roaming in between if he needs backup. But as you can see, MYM in real trouble over that B side. They've got a good amount of players here, so they should be able to lock this one down for now. But I'm waiting for Dignitas to make that push towards B here.
But look how many men they've committed over to B. You see all 5 members of Mutual Makers have spawned over there, and if Dignitas could just kind of camp them in this zone, pick up these kills, then they might be able to get a nice little huge ticket lead going for them right off the bat. But you can see they're dug in over at C, they're dug in over at A a little bit. You have Walu watching the back as you see Flax coming in from the backside as well towards that site. And Dignitas, it seems like the game seems to be going the way they want it to right now. They seem to have control of it so far.
So far, but we saw how close this is. We can see already how close it is. It's 130 to 136. That's pretty damn close. So very interested to see how this one really pays out. It will be Dignitas edging their way back towards the B side. It's pretty much open, waiting on, well, finding out where the MYM team will be respawning. I think they pretty much found that one out, as it will be contested on B with Ducky-chan still just pestering around the back. Just get a little bit far down. No one there really. And it's more of a flag hole coming out from Dignitas there. But at the moment, 2 sites being contested, A being claimed by MYM. B still has the presence of Ducky-chan on it, so he knows where the Dig guys are going to be heading towards. He's taken down one, but he's so down low here. But he's still capping that flag, and he's still playing this run. He's managed to do it. So it will be a 2-1 hold, and C has now got pressure from MYM.
Oh, wow. So they've been able to turn this one around. Dignitas lost control of what they wanted to have happen here, and they're going to get a 3 cap. It's going to happen, but how are Dignitas going to respond? Is they have 2 men over towards A side. They have 1 man in the backside in the hands of Jerk. It looks like they will be able to take A very quickly, but Flex, I want to see, can he hold on to it? He's going to see A is going to be contested in just a second here. But can he hold on in a 1v2 situation? That's the real question. He's going to be working way over towards A. He realizes it's under attack right now. There's only 1 man on Dignitas actually capturing it. Looks like he might be waiting for a teammate or 2 to come in. It looks like actually will be happening in the hands of S8F. And they're just going to go for a 2-man push here onto A. And that's, I think, very smart. Instead of just going in there and dying, you're going to be smart, wait for a teammate who's already in the vicinity, and make a push onto it.
Yeah, and it's about resources as well. Where's the more important side here for MYM? And I think we're finding out it will be C. Nice little cleanup from S8F there coming in, taking down a good couple of members, getting the revive, and they can start focusing back towards that. They still have control of B and C. Well played from them, not overestimating the value of just that A side, because they knew they could retake with 1. Now they need to find Dignitas on the respawn, and it's going back towards that C side. And look at that, S8F still doing work, but Masu shuts him down.
They did have a 3 cap though for the beginning, or for a little bit of time right there, as you can see reflected in the scorelines. 121 tickets now to 94, and Jerk, he's got to make something. He's got to make something happen for his team here, because they're starting to fall very far behind. They seem to be playing more reactive than proactive here. They're just kind of responding to the Mutual Makers' pressure, and they seem to thrive off of being really proactive in making the other team respond to them.
Yeah, and Dignitas look like a shell of their former selves. They're really not controlling the pace, which I feel you are highlighting in what you're saying there. They really aren't being as dominant as they were before, and they're just being led around this map. You know, MYM will give them the A side, but then know where they're spotting, know where they're going to be coming to. Watching that cross, and it will be towards C, but still 3 players present for MYM. They know where the pressure's going to be applied, and they're going to try and set up. Jerk is just around the corner from Walu, so these guys are trying to get back together, cover it down, find where MYM are, and take them out here, because C is the main side they want, but they're not getting it without a fight.
And Walu coming up right there, unfortunately does get taken down, and we see Jetski actually in the back of C right now. He's trying to hold on to, try to get some respawns on top of him. But Jakuli, the last man standing, gonna spawn to S8F, gonna actually get taken down by him, and that should be the C site very soon, going over to Major Makers here. But in the meantime, Jerk rotated over to A, and then kept that back over his first team, try to keep that 2 flag capture pressure. But he's very low on health right now, and he's having a hard time as a grenade right at his feet takes him down. Then we have Jakuli trying to go in, but no, we get stopped by Meteor Makers, and that should be a 2-cap back in MYM's favor.
Yeah, and MYM have adapted already from the first half. They're, previously really focused towards the B side, and that's maybe what Dignitas expected. This time around, they're happy with ANC and forcing Dignitas to work their way back in through one of the more, the inside site, should I say. And, well, it's not looking too pretty for Dignitas at the moment. They are sitting with a big deficit, down to 70 tickets here, and they are going to try and secure B site. Masu, they're just being the defensive player, expecting MYM spawn, expecting the push coming in, and he will be right to be feeling that. 3 players now swarming in. They will be able to retake this one, but will they be able to hold on to the A site as well?
We're going to find out very shortly. Duck-chan, he's the man to do it here. Grenade going to come out around the side, trying to get that man off of Dignitas, off of the flag, trying to hold it in his team's favor. They do have the man advantage, so they're going to be able to start a capping here. They're actually going to close in on him. They get the kill. They're going to lock A back in their favor. They're going to keep that 2 flag cap advantage. Remember, the first team, well, pretty much if Dignitas drop below 8 points or 8 tickets, they will be out of the first map. They will lose that one and will go into map number 2 on Dawnbreaker, which is the map of their choice. It's still a lot of tickets left. That is a while away. And C still being contested very heavily by both these teams. And
this could be a triple cap for MYM if they really fancy it. I think that they're considering the idea, and well, it's paying off right now. Jerk's already been taken down by S8F, who is just being a real nuisance on this side. He's going to be managing to take this one, I can imagine, for his side. No one really there to contest it. The counter cap will be at A, but it's still a 2-to-1 hold in favor to MYM. Dignitas are still trailing, and they need to be able to take the lead, take this game, into their own hands, because at the moment, MYM are dictating this to them step by step by step.
And Punch, a nice kill right there. He might actually get a cap off of A from that too, because right now you can't really control the spawns and you have a man this deep inside of the map. Let's see, he's just going to commit there, maybe wait for a respawn or 2, because C's currently being taken, and Meteor Makers, they need to send a man or 2 over to A to get that 2 cap back, because right now Dignitas have been able to lock it down, but for how long?
Yeah, most certainly. And next time we watch an MYM player, I really want to see the loadout of their weapons to see exactly what they're running with, because they have a very interesting start there. It's not just the Ace 23, that we normally see. I've seen a couple of AEKs, a couple of, really interesting things coming out. That C side is the one under pressure, A as well. And we've seen, a good couple of these weapons just being really brought into play that just suit their game styles. Currently it's 84 to 41, and there we see it, the AEK 971 being played out there. And this is MYM just being a little bit, more of an adapted team. And this is the first time we're seeing a real 2-to-1 hold in favor of Dignitas, so this could really bring this game close again. We know Dignitas like their late games, and they're showing why. They can really start turning this one around, but can MYM stop it? Can they keep dominating this pace? I think with this C cap, unless Dignitas stop it now, we're going to see it again, but Dignitas are flooding in.
Now it's a fantastic grenade as well to really open up that entire set, but right now Flax, he has something to say about it. Getting 1, getting 2, gets Shudetsky down at the last second too. Wafi's still the man standing here inside of C over towards the lower part as we have Punch capping A currently right now, so Dignitas, they don't know where to go. They need to make something happen soon, and this comes all down to that caller. They need to decide what side do we want to hit, what side do we want to lock down, because right now getting triple capped and now having 3-man squad Meteor Makers go up against the 3-man squad Dignitas over towards B, this is going to be very dangerous.
Yeah, 20 more points. That's what Dignitas are thinking about right now. They need to keep this one as high as possible, because they've got taken down to 8 to 4, and they're working their arse off this B side, but Masu can do nothing about it. He's got a 2-to-1 against him. He's going to be taken down now. It's a 2-to-1 hold in favor to Dig this time, but they should lose B. But can they focus on A quick enough, or will they contest it out on the B side?
Right now, they've got a lot of work ahead of them, because it's kind of going back to what we just saw in the first half, where you take a flag, but the other team takes it back right away and just keep rotating around the map here. Not really able to lock it down for a long period of time. They toss with 4 men. They're going to lock down A here, which means that Meteor Makers, if they respond quickly enough, they should be able to take C. They should be able to lock that one down and really apply a lot of pressure, because we're almost at that point where Dignitas has lost his first half.
Yeah, very much so. They need that strong 2-to-1 hold. They really need to lock this one down now, and being 2-1 against them, that's not the ideal one to go. And Masu is digging deep. He's trying to get that B side in his hands, but C is now being contested as well. And it's going to be an exchange, and that could be dire stuff for Dignitas as that ticker is just bleeding down. 16, make it 15. This is looking bad times as MYM will be getting A. They already have C. Can Dignitas find anything here?
Well, it's at the point where every death really counts. Now 3 more deaths with 3 more ticks, and that will be the game. 9 points remaining over for Dignitas. This looks like it will be a game here, and it looks like we will have Breakers win this first map on the map of their choice, I have to say, on Zavod.
Yeah, indeed. And, well, I think we can recognize how damn strong they were there and how well they played. Let's have a little check-in with the scoreboard before we come back to us, because a lot of the MIM players are playing so safe, depending on those revives, and we're seeing it. Flax there sitting so pretty. If I can see his score. Thank you. 12-5, 13-9, 14-9. And, you know, obviously Jug doing really well. We've always said he's a vital player on that B side, but just being locked out of the game, it is going to be game over now. And, well, it's going to have to be about that second map here for Dignitas. They can't, you know, rest on their laurels of being, we are the glorious team Dignitas. They've got to find a way to challenge out MYM, who are bringing their A game in this semi-final.
Yeah, they really are. I have to give them a lot of credit because we haven't seen them play, I think, ever in any of the games we've casted so far together. Because, I mean, obviously we were only able to do one late last year, but they're definitely a team that we've known to be reckoned with. And right now,
definitely.
They weren't able to push Dignitas into, which is probably one of Dignitas' strongest maps so far that we've seen just from results alone in their favor.
And the one thing I do want to bring up, the last time I know they officially kind of met was in the Domination Opening Cup. And this is a long time ago, let's bear in mind, before Christmas, before all this started. And that was MYM picking it up 2-0. So they played on this map, it went their way, they knew what they were doing here. But with it being such a close game, you know, 44 tickets remaining, you know, in the second half, that's not a massive lead. It's just a respectable one where they got more of a 2-1 hold. If they go into the second map and they're not feeling as comfortable, that's where Dignitas will be able to start dragging this one out and really starting to apply some pressure to them. And I'm looking forward to seeing what Dignitas can do. They're certainly a side to be reckoned with. We've seen they can struggle in their first game sometimes, but then step up in the second. So
especially on this map,
this
too.
will actually start working.
Especially on this map, Dawnbreaker will be coming up. I mean, we won 120-0 against UMAV. Ridiculous scoreline.
I don't think MYM might allow them to do that.
Probably, hopefully for sake of everyone out there watching, it won't be that much one-sided. But
you never know.
We're going to find out. I think maybe we should go to a quick little break.
I think we will.
I will warn you guys at home, though, the audio is going to be a little bit loud. I'll try to turn it down really quickly in the middle of it, but
we'll see what we can do. We might like deafening you a little bit.
I just want to give you that warning if you want to turn it down.